Hello and welcome to Tyrock 1999, the master of retro and modern day classic Let's Plays. I want to thank you so much for joining me for part 3 of my Resident Evil 3 Nemesis Let's Play. This episode we're going to make our way through the clock tower, signal a chopper, and maybe we'll fight the Nemesis. Before we get started, I want to remind you that if you prefer alternate media, I'm on BitChute and Odyssey. With that out of the way, let's go ahead and face the unstoppable Nemesis. All right, we have a chopper to signal. As far as items go, we're looking good. Let me bring a mixed herb. In case I get hit, I am in caution. Really, really great music in the clock tower. So right off the bat, the action continues. We get mobbed by some zombies. Already using the key we found. Made it through the door. The way to avoid damage from that mob of zombies, the way that Jill is facing after that cutscene happens, you know, your natural instinct would be a 180-degree turn down and square to whip Jill around and run in the opposite direction, but it doesn't work because of the way Jill is facing. If you do that, you'll just spin her around and you'll be staring at a zombie. So all you have to do is just hit left on the D-pad to just swivel her ever so slightly, and then forward for her to run forward and then make a U-turn. And the zombies, they won't get you. It's basically a foolproof way to avoid damage at that part.
Carlos, I don't believe it. You're alive.
I'm not sure how we're gonna get out of this town.
What are you talking about? We made it!
You don't get it. They have no intention of letting us make it back alive. Do you really think we can trust their great evacuation plan? Huh, it's just a piece of paper.
But we don't have any other choice than to trust them right now.
No, if we're gonna die, then we should get to choose when it happens.
Whew.
So that's it then, huh? You're giving up?
No. I can't handle it.
You're running towards the zombies, Carlos. Carlos deserved that. Jill has to slap some sense into him. It's time to man up. You know, this, we're so close. We're gonna get that chopper soon. We're gonna get out of here. It's not time to crack, Carlos. Stay strong. Got some grenade rounds on the mantle behind us. And a new weapon. The mine thrower. And he's holding something in his hand, this UBCS operator. Operation instruction. Order for UBCS Echo Team. Wipe out the downtown area of the infestation, and then evacuate the remaining citizens to the clock tower. Along the civilians, remember to give priority to the employees of Umbrella affiliates. Of course. Umbrella's behind all this. We already know that. Remember to stay alert because the infected have a high endurance rate and will strike without hesitation. Evacuation procedure. Once the mission is complete, or when it becomes too impossible to accomplish, evacuate immediately. We'll deploy a helicopter that is waiting in the suburbs to the yard in front of the clock tower. That is where our train car crashed. 3. When you're ready for evacuation, ring the bell of the clock tower to signal the helicopter. Okay, so that is our goal. We need to ring the clock tower bell. Here we have a clock tower map. Not an overly large section of the game, but it's rich in detail. I like it a lot. And we have a first aid spray that I'm actually not going to take. I'm going to leave this here. With a purpose. Look at this ornate wall. Isn't that cool with the lamp, how that's set in? What do we have here? That don't sound right. That can't be right. An old music box. Its melody is out of order. Yeah, it's an understatement. There is something written on the lid. D-U-D-D-U-D. Okay, D-U-D-D-U-D. What could that stand for? Let's examine that mine thrower that we just got. A prototype weapon made by Umbrella's Armament Depot. It uses special bullets equipped with a sensor. This is a very, very fun weapon. I am going to demonstrate it. It's one to forget about. It's one that you can easily forget about because this game has such a large arsenal of weapons. But I do like to try to use it a little bit if I can, because it's fun. It'll save ammunition for my other guns, and it's just something unique to this game. It seems to be an old music box, and that sounds much better than the other side, doesn't it? There is something written on the lid. U-D, U-U-D-U. The opposite of the other side. So this one sounds right, U-D-U-U-D-U, and the other one doesn't sound right. Okay. If we get some zombies in here, I'm going to show you how the mine thrower works. Good, we did. Okay, so this mine thrower, it has proximity mines, and you can do a couple different things with it. You can just straight up shoot a zombie in the chest, and it will stick to them, blink for a little bit, and then blow them up. Or you can shoot the mine into the ground and then bait them towards it and then blow them up. You have to be careful, though, because the mine's explosion will hurt Jill also. So let's shoot this girl in the head. Pretty cool, right? This guy over here, step forward a little bit, shoot that into the ground, reverse, and it blew his leg off. He's still coming at me, but as we learned earlier, blowing the leg off is as good as killing a zombie as soon as you leave the area. So yeah, you get the idea. It's a cool weapon. The way that its mechanic works is that you must reload it manually in the menu because the game can only account for 6 mines at a time. And so if there is mines active in the environment and you want to reload your weapon, you have to go into the menu, reload it, and the mines that are in the environment disappear. So apparently the way the way this game is coded, that's all it can handle. 6 in the environment at one time. So you can't reload it and shoot 6 more. The 6 previous disappear. Just something to be aware of. Whoa. Clock tower key. Let's examine that. It's a key ornamented with a clock part. Okay. So this is just a really nice looking, it looks like a suite, like a fancy hotel room. A very fancy hotel room. That's what it looks like to me anyway. It's cracked and won't open. And here is the train car we were in that it crashed in the back of this hotel room. And here it is right here. Mystery solved. It's the Big West Hotel and Restaurant. So this must be a really big tourist area in Raccoon, the clock tower. You can come here, have some dinner, stay the night. They probably literally have a tour. I mean, the clock tower was on a postcard, if you remember earlier in the game. And from the fire that was created by the train car explosion, some zombies are emerging. You know, we're keeping up the tension in this game. We've been overrun by zombies. I've lost count how many times we've been overrun so far. This game, the intensity is ratcheted up the entire time. Okay. I feel good about our equips. I'm going to go back to the pistol. The STI 6.0 Eagle. 7 shots and we got a reload coming up. Let me expend those on this zombie. Doesn't that thing shoot fast? Okay, 2 more shots. Get ready for Jill's reload. If you blink, you'll miss it. Here we go. Isn't that fast? I mean, I love it. There's no point in even going in the menu anymore. And there's our critical headshot. This guy's a killing machine. Anyway, yeah, there isn't even any point going in the menu anymore for that thing. The reload, it's fractions of a second for Jill to pop another magazine in there real quick. Art picture postcard. A picture postcard of antique clock. Nice translation. The following verse is printed. Give your soul to the goddess. Put your hands together to pray before her. Okay. I don't mind that zombie being in the corner. I'm not going to expend any more handgun cartridges on him. He is well out of the way. Nemesis is already on our trail. Did you think we were going to have some more time to breathe? No, 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 no. Yeah, went through 3 rooms and good old Nemi is back. Gonna blow those spiders up. As soon as you blow them up, the little spiders come out of them. Super annoying. Probably should have just ran past them, but it's okay. I like shooting that explosive. It's, you know, it's just cool. What do we have here? Some more water, and it looks like a giant floodlight. A fixture that lights the hour plate of the clock. Some red herbs. Yes, please. Will you push the switch? Yeah, sure. Let's give it a test run. Okay. I'm sure it makes for a cool display if you're standing out in the courtyard. There's a keyhole on the ornamental copper plate. Will you use the bezel key? That is that clock tower key that we got in the hotel area. And we no longer need the key, so we'll discard it. Will you go up the ladder? Yes, I will. Another ink ribbon. This game gives you plenty of ink ribbons. And a new key item, a silver gear. A beautiful gear made of silver. Okay. Concise. I can appreciate concise. And here are the mine thrower rounds, the MT rounds. They're pretty cool looking. Check this out. Special bullets that burst if anyone other than the user approaches thanks to the equipped sensor. Used for a mine thrower. That's a pretty cool that's an interesting in-game description or explanation as to how they work. So there must be a sensor on the mine, the explosive charge, that detects the gun that it came from. It's probably, the game says user, but what it probably means, in my head anyway, is that it's detecting the mine launcher that launches it. You know, somehow there's some kind of communication between these smart rounds and the gun itself. So, you know, if the mine launcher gets close, it won't explode. Pretty cool. I like how they give it a in-world explanation as to why it works the way it does. I also think it's kind of cool the case they come in. It looks like it's some kind of like thick like foam or styrofoam or something, how it's slotted like that. The pegs on the end. And so let's go ahead and whoops, sorry about that. I meant to top our mine thrower off. Oh, okay. So I forgot. Apparently you have to expend the entire the game calls it cartridge, but really it's a it looks like it's a cylinder like a revolver. Okay, that's fine. What do we have here? A beautifully ornamented gadget. but it's not ready to work quite yet. I have a lot of weapons now. It's a good problem to have. Yeah, okay. Not going to need these quite yet. And you know what? I don't need to take the ink ribbon right now either. What do we have here? It's a giant music box with elaborate ornamentation. There are switches marked A to F. Let's operate the switches. Sound familiar? Move it up or down, U or D. Do you remember what the correct music box said? I think the first letter was a U. Luckily, we're going to get a little jingle for it and we'll know if we did it right. Let's give it a shot. That sounds good to me. Looking good. It was UDUU, so these should be just fine. And then I'm pretty sure it was DU. So let's go all the way to the end and give it a shot. Nice. Really simple puzzle. You know, if you forget the U's and the D's, it doesn't really matter, because when you move the switches up or down, you get to hear the jingle. And as long as you're not tone deaf, you're not going to have any trouble figuring out what you need to do. And for our trouble, we got the chain made to adore a god of time. There's a small screw hole near the ornament. Okay, so here we have an odd-looking key of some sort. So, let's go ahead and figure that out. As a matter of fact, if we look at the winder key, there's an indentation at the top. And I have a feeling that these can be combined. What do you know? It's a key designed to adore a god of time. Looking good. So, while I was at the item box, I should have grabbed my shotgun. And you know what? Oh, yeah, we're definitely going to take the shotgun. I want to save my regular grenade rounds to make freeze rounds, of course. So we're going to use the shotgun instead. Hopefully we don't have to use the shotgun. We'll see what we get rolled, and we'll see what's in our way. First, Nemesis is in our way, though. What to do? Use the light or use the cord? I'm thinking cord. He's standing in water. Another free down against Nemesis. If you remember the first one, we barbecued him, and there we electrocuted him. And the item we got for downing him was the first aid box, which I will show right now. This is a nice item. It can hold up to 3 first aid sprays. Yeah, so you actually load first aid sprays into that container like, you know, like you load a gun in the game. So you can have 3 first aid sprays and they only take up 1 block in your inventory instead of 3, of course. So that's a useful item. Not to mention that's 3 more full heals for Jill. Use that Chronos key, Jill. We gotta run. Nemesis is coming. Luckily, she's fast with that lock. Spiders. Okay. No shotgun necessary. Yeah, so you can either get spiders in this hallway or those absolutely disgusting drain demos. Thankfully, we got spiders. They're not difficult to dodge. What do we have here? Mercenaries Pocketbook. September 26th. It's only been 3 hours since the mission started, but the team is down to me and Campbell. The number of the zombies is far greater than we expected. There is no hope left for this city. We have already injected the antibody for the virus, but I'm not sure that it'll work. I don't know if I will survive. September 27th. We managed to reach the clock tower. Out of desperation, we robbed some wounded members of their weapons and used the surviving citizens as decoys. That's just terrible, isn't it? We were taught to do this in order to survive in the battlefield, but I never enjoyed it. However, a girl showed up at the clock tower before me. She is one of the survivors. She looks just like my sister before she starved to death. September 28th. I wanted to evacuate as soon as possible, but the girl didn't. Her father insisted that he wouldn't leave the city where his beloved wife rests in peace. I really wanted to save the girl, but Campbell said, "All I care about is our lives." That's how I felt before, but now the clock tower has become a dangerous place, and I don't want to make any more mistakes. Not sure what happened, but he died at least trying to protect that girl. What's that? A spare bell for the clock tower. It would take incredible strength to move it. Jill makes an attempt. Ha! No luck. How much inventory space do I have? Okay, I have enough. Some more mine thrower rounds. And look at these statues over here. A maiden statue holding a tray. An amber ball is on the tray. Let's go ahead and take that. A maiden statue holding a tray. An obsidian ball is on the tray. Okay. Last but not least, a maiden statue holding a tray. A crystal ball is on the tray. Alright, so we have some new key items, and we are going to use them immediately. Because, across the room, we have this. Future Goddess. There's a tray under the picture. Okay, let's just try this new item we got. Let's put the amber ball on the tray. Ah, okay. Do you get it? We have a future goddess. What do we have here? A present goddess. Okay. And what's this? A past goddess. And putting those different objects makes these, the clock hands of the present goddess turn. Alright. Let's try the obsidian. What about the past? Let's try the crystal. Hey, what do you know? Okay, so this puzzle is randomized. You know, there's a couple of different solutions as per all of the puzzles in this game. And it's another one that, honestly, I just brute force, kind of like what I did with the voltage puzzle. You know, I just try the different balls out on the different goddesses. And if I'm lucky to get the first time, all good. If not, I'll just swap them around until I figure it out. We really lucked out there. I feel good about that. That's great. And for our trouble, we got a beautiful gear made of gold. 2 gears. Let's combine. A gear designed after a god of time. Nice. God of time. Clock tower. We need to ring the bell to make a signal. So let's go back to where we electrified Nemesis. Any flavor text for this? Nothing. Here we go. We should have a helicopter on its way. Before that, though, I have a feeling that Nemesis isn't going to like us trying to take off. So, let's go ahead and prepare. Just in case there's a battle. Yeah, looking good. I actually want to take this and this instead. I like to keep, now that I have the first aid box, I'd like to avoid using my first aid sprays, because they're so convenient, being able to load in that box. So instead, $18 freeze rounds. Last time I think it took 11 to drop Nemi. This would be a good time to save, too.
Saved. Down here! It's finally over. Huh? No!
No luck for Jill. The nightmare continues. It's about to get worse, too.
Jill!
That's pretty awesome, Carly, shooting up Nemesis's rocket launcher until it explodes. Doing some serious damage to him. You can see his face is heavily wounded. Let's heal. All I wanted to do was take one hit so I'd be able to heal through it, since I was wounded earlier. Goes down. Never shoot him on the ground. He's not done yet. Got a dodge in. Another dodge. Whew. I always thought this was cool that Nemesis, he limps into the fire. He's really wounded. He collapses.
Carlos!
Jill's infected.
Jill! Jill! Hey, don't die on me. Jill! Jill!
October 1st, night. I woke up to the sound of falling rain. I can't believe I'm still alive.
Carlos?
It looks like our roles have been reversed from when we originally met, huh? Don't worry, Jill. This chapel is safe.
I've been infected by the virus, haven't I?
Hey! Take it easy.
I'm okay. Don't feel any pain. But that's what bothers me. If I can't feel anything, then what does that mean?
Don't give up, Jill. I'll take care of you. Whatever you do, don't let that virus beat you.
If I turn into a zombie, don't hesitate. I want your word that you'll kill me.
Don't worry, Jill, it's not going to come to that. So now, we get to play as Carlos. Let's check out his weapons. First of all, we have his Mercs handgun. Sig Pro SP-2009. It's mainly made of plastic and is very light. It uses 9mm parabellum rounds. Yeah, this is one of Sig's lesser-known pistols. Yeah, it's their polymer framed. It's basically a polymer framed 229. It's like compact size. And then we have, of course, the M4A1 assault rifle. The gun is set in auto mode and uses 5.56mm NATO rounds. And it is a nicely dressed out gun. As you can see, it has what looks to be aim point, a red dot on it. It's got a rear flip-up sight. It's got a foregrip and a bipod, which is a little bit of overkill, but it looks cool in a zombie game, right? Oh, that was close. Next room we get into that doesn't have zombies in it, I'm going to show you something cool. First of all, we're going to conserve some AR rounds. Nice. Okay, let me show you something cool. So the game, it's not just flavor text when it says that Carlos's M4 is in auto mode. You can actually change it from auto to burst. Now notice, when it's in auto mode, he shoots it from the hip like Rambo. But when you put it in manual mode, your ammunition reserve turns to green, and he actually shoulders it properly. Isn't that cool? Pretty neat attention to detail. Let's grab that first aid spray that I left for Carlos. And this area got absolutely rocked when that chopper crashed, huh? The lamps knocked over. the entire stairway. Let me get you a better shot of the stairway. Completely demolished. And yeah, I think I remember correctly that manual mode shoots in 3-round burst. We're going to find out in a moment. Not on the spiders, though. It's a waste to shoot the spiders. In this hallway. Whoop! Overshot the door. So we have that giant bell in here that Jill was not able to push. Little Jill is not strong enough. But now that we're playing as Carlos, he has enough strength to move it. This workshop area I always thought was really, really cool. It looks like there's a heat gun on the wall and all kinds of different machinery, all kinds of different fine tools. Certainly for maintaining the old and complex machinery in the clock tower. Gonna try to bob and weave those zombies. Oh, didn't do it well enough. It's okay. Yeah, I'm gonna save my rounds. More beat up cars. The Resident Evil 3 calling card here. And sorry, I'm gonna have to take a rain check on that manual mode. Give me a second. I promise I'm gonna show the burst fire, but just not here. So this is one of my favorite areas in the entire game. It is the Raccoon City General Hospital. And as you can see, it is a scene of much carnage. Mostly due in part by the hunters. Yes, they're back. And that's why I kept my gun in auto. These guys are not to be trifled with. I like their design in this game. I kind of miss the all-green original hunters, but the black and red ones, they still look pretty good. More dead people back here. That intro for the hunter is pretty awesome, where the zombie saunters out and you just think it's going to be yet another group of zombies trying to overrun you. And then you get surprised by the hunter just lopping his head off. Increment. I'm going to keep one of the first aid sprays. No saving yet. Looking good. Let's put it in manual mode. I promise I'm going to show you this burst, I swear. So here we have some zombie in a lab coat. The Director's Diary. September 10th. So this takes place a number of days before the game started, September 10th. These patients suffer from gangrene and congestion of their blood at first. Then their mind slowly deteriorates. In the end, there is nothing left of their mind. When that happens, even mercy killing seems pointless. After all, they're already dead. This disease is unlike anything I have ever witnessed. Once the patient's mind is gone, they become flesh hunger monsters. Should be hungry, of course. And act like wild animals who are on some type of bloodlust. September 18th. Another patient has been admitted to the hospital. He is showing symptoms of the first stages of the disease. At this point, but I haven't been able to sleep at all these past few days. I refuse to let these patients become zombies. I am not just an ordinary citizen. I'm a doctor. Even if I die, my clinical charts will contribute to finding a cure. September 26th. We lost most of the doctors and staff during the battle against the zombie patients. It's impossible to maintain the hospital under these conditions, and I know that it's too late for me. I'm beginning to feel that same itchy and hungry desire that all of my patients felt. It's too late for me. Yeah, so the people that they were trying desperately to help out in the hospital ended up massacring them. Tape recorder. A portable tape recorder. The patient's diagnosis is recorded onto here. Okay. Patient's diagnosis, so that would be a doctor speaking on the recorder then, you'd think. And here we have an elevator. A voice recognition lock. Will you push the microphone button? Please enter your voice. Voice recognition lock. So you'd probably have to be a figure of authority. In this case, I'm thinking a doctor would suffice.
There also appears to be a slight fracture in his right arm just below the elbow. However...
Pretty cool, and also pretty lucky for Carlos. In the elevator, we have a choice of floors. Let's go to the 4th floor. Ah. Yep, it is surround burst. And as not to get overrun, let's flip this sucker into auto and go to town. Any more? The music's still going. I was hoping that would happen. That is one of the random moments that may or may not happen in this game, and that's one of my favorites. I'm happy that that happened to us. What's it say on there? Data room. Okay.
Don't shoot! No!
Nikolai.
Nikolai? You're still alive?
You saw what happened?
What's going on?
I'm one of the supervisors. That's all you need to know.
Wait!
So that seems to be Nikolai's MO, just executing other UBCS members. And almost executing Carlos. We really lucked out that our fellow UBCS member had a grenade on him and was willing to sacrifice himself, I'm sure in his hopes, to kill Nikolai. So I appreciate it. It's too dark to see anything outside, and that's where Nikolai leapt. From the window. It appears to be a book on general medical science. Okay. What do we have here? Unknown creatures are soaked in formalin. Ugh. And we have a sick room key. And another photo. More zombies from the opening cinematic. The zombies are walking. It says, the effect of the T-virus on the backside. So somebody in this hospital must be an Umbrella employee because they know what the T-virus is and what it does. Let's go ahead and take a look at that key. It seems to be a key for the sick room. The tag says 402. Okay. This is 401. And when I enter this room, I'm going to try to be as fast as possible. There are a couple things we need to make note of. There is a doctor we're going to have to check. And there's going to be a shelving unit in one of the corners that we need to make note of. So doctor, shelving unit. Let's do it. Doctor. Doctor's body, he's holding a slip. The numbers 325 are printed on the slip. And if you see next to him, there is that shelving unit I was talking about. 325. Ah, it wasn't fast enough. It's okay. Shake him off, Carlos. Here we have the sick room. And if you notice, there's a shelving unit here. Now, in the other room, the shelving unit was sitting on this part of the room. Right? If you picked up room 401 and you dropped it on room 402, that's where the shelving unit would be. But the solution to this puzzle is not that. We need to imagine these rooms as if they're mirrored. So we take room 401 and we flip it. And what that means is that the shelving unit in this room needs to be placed here. Allow me to demonstrate once I can put Carlos in the right orientation. Good time to drink some Pepsi. Pepsi Zero, to be exact. I can do this one-handed. There we go. What happens if you put it on the wrong thing? Carlos gets an electric zap and you take a little bit of damage. Then you have to leave the room and come back and try again. And it's locked with a number-based lock. But we know the answer. It's 3, 2, 5. So some kind of cold storage. Vaccine base. Core material used to create the vaccine. It needs to be mixed with the vaccine medium. And it's in cold storage, so... Or, well, we just took it out of cold storage, so... We're gonna have to move fast. Not really, there isn't actually a time limit on here, but... In my head, we're trying to move fast. And then I go to the wrong floor. Way to go, Ty. Nice one, you nerd. Okay. Rain check, please. B3, that's what we wanted. Fat fingered the controller there. What else is new? Pretty cool looking hallway. I like the dark lighting. There's an explosive canister on the wall. Is there flavor text for these? Let's check. Large machines are built into the wall. Okay, so no flavor text for the actual explosive. What's an explosive doing there? Maybe Umbrella set those strategically to hide their tracks? At least that's my interpretation. Thankfully that one was there to take out that hunter in a single bullet. It's sealed with a complicated lock. It cannot be opened. Okay. That's interesting that that's even there, because we're not going to get to come here as Jill. So putting it there is just kind of a neat piece of more environmental richness. What do we have here? It's a high-precision microscope. Some really odd-looking displays over here, huh? The medium base. As you can see, this wasn't just a hospital, it was definitely a front for Umbrella. I mean, they're creating hunters in the basement. Look what we have over here. It seems that they were cultivating a part of a creature's cells here. Yeah, this is not a normal hospital. Medical Instruction Manual. Umbrella Medical Service, North America Division, Douglas Rover. In order to activate the synthesizer to cultivate the vaccine, please follow the procedure as detailed below. 1. Supply enough energy to the system. 2. Set the medium base to the device. When the device is ready, you can start mixing the vaccine medium. To mix the vaccine, you will need to control the 5 levers. This will cause the 2 gauges to increase or decrease. If you adjust the 2 gauges so that they stop at the center, the vaccine medium will then be produced automatically. Okay. Oh yeah, and there you go right here. It's branded. Can you see the umbrella above Carlos's head where I'm aiming? It seems that the power is shut off. It seems to be an electric power supply switcher. It is next to the cultivation tank. Will you switch the electric power supply? I will. Oh, okay. So it looks like it diverted power from whatever was supplying these tanks with water, or whatever that solution is, to this giant machine. And those hunters, they're definitely moving. They are alive. A synthesizer of chemicals. Medium base can be set here. Well, what do you know? Let's check it before we do so. Material used to create the cultivation medium needed for the vaccine creation. It creates the vaccine cultivation medium combined with several chemicals. Okay. Let's operate the synthesizer. So, as you can see, we have 2 columns of colored lights. And our goal is to make it so both the columns are at the yellow light. So the one on the right, as you can see, has a couple red lights above it, but the one on the left is as tall as we want it to be. Okay, so this is one of the few puzzles in the game where it is not randomized, and I am so thankful because it's really hard doing this in trial and error. So, the solution is 1, 3A. There's 1. And you can see the lights, them moving up and down. See as I'm changing this? There we have it. And we get the vaccine medium. Cultivation medium used to make vaccine. It needs to be mixed with a vaccine base to create the vaccine. So let's go ahead and do that. Vaccine that is effective against the virus infection. I love the fluorescent, like, purple color of the vaccine. All good. Let's go save Jill. After we run from some hunters. Now, that hunter design, I like. They're like a big, scary-looking frog with claw hands. I'm a big fan of that hunter. I think those are called the Hunter Gamma, if memory serves. Darn. Was not fast enough there. Oh! Hey, what do you know? Wasn't fast enough for that hunter, but at least I blew this one up. And isn't that cool that their body is all charred black if you kill them with an explosion? I like that the shader on their body actually changes. Alright, we had the vaccine, so let's make our way back to Jill. Whoa! Not cool. They're relentless with the hunters. There's a reason that they give Carlos the M4. If he just had that pistol, this section would be very, very difficult. This is a great time to save. Okay, let's go rescue Jill. Time is of the essence. especially here, because somebody planted some C4 charges, and we only have 6 seconds to get out of here. Wow. Who do you think that is? One big, heavy, scary monster. I love how the dust is following Carlos. Nemesis is right above him. How about that entrance, huh? Nemesis has transformed. I'm gonna get out of here. So he sustained heavy damage from Jill and Carlos, and he is mutating. Tentacles popping out all around his body. Quite the horror to behold. And he's just as persistent as ever.
Hey, are you okay?
Yes. Barely. What's going on?
No way! That monster just doesn't give up!
What? I thought we killed that thing!
No, it's been waiting for you!
He's playing with us. Carlos, do you think that it's unstoppable?
No, I don't think so. I'm sorry, Jill, but I've got to go take care of a few things. Oh, and bad news. Nikolai is still alive.
Nikolai? Are you sure?
Yes. I don't know how, but I do know that he is our enemy. Remember, don't trust him.
So when they ran from the grenade, Carlos must have noticed that Nikolai jumped out of the window. He is aware that Nikolai is not dead. Before I close out today's gaming session, I need to do something absolutely critical, and that is put the lockpick in my inventory before I save and close, because I'm going to need it. And if I don't remember it, which there's a very good chance that I won't, if I don't remember it, I'm going to have to run all the way back to either this item box or the item box in the hotel section. So, I got it. We're all good. I can close out. And so, that brings part 3 of my Resident Evil 3 Nemesis Let's Play to a close. We made our way through the clock tower and signaled the chopper. The end was in sight until Nemesis blasted it out of the sky with his rocket launcher. We did battle with the grotesque monster, and in the process, Jill was infected. Luckily, we got to play the hospital section with Carlos, one of my favorite in the entire game, shooting my way through hordes of hunters, the zombies crowding the elevator entrance. We had to blast them with our M4. Really good time. I enjoy that part thoroughly. Through that process, we got the vaccine for Jill, of course. Now she's up and running again. Ready for part 4. I want to thank you so much for joining me here at Tyrock 1999, and I cannot wait to see you soon. Bye!